Welcome in. We're going to go through some of the 101s of MLB Data Warehouse. Basically, this video is intended to show you where to go to find the tools and quickly explain each tool. I'm not going to go into in-depth. I've tried to do that in there's different videos and stuff. You can always go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@MLB Data Warehouse, or you'll find the link in the resource glossary like we'll see. But just wanted to do a video overviewing where to find stuff because there's a lot of stuff that I think a lot of paid members don't even know about. So this will just be to show where to go. There's a lot of stuff to add. It's only February as I do this, so we don't have in-season tools available right now, but they will all be where we're going right now. So there's one thing before we go into the resource glossary where is the main page you want to know. Knowledge base. So I write these articles with explanations and with tutorials and stuff. 2026 Draft Buddy is a good example here. I revealed that. I did a video on it, and I tagged it with this knowledge base tag. So you can go to this section here just to find those whole history of articles that were kind of explaining the stuff that I thought needed explained. But mostly, if you want to get to the tools, note that MLBDataWarehouse.com is a Substack, which is just a newsletter service. So it doesn't give me it's not a website traditionally. It doesn't let me put stuff. I can't open up a navigation pane here and say, go to this tool here, right? Like the tools are all external sources, Streamlit, Tableau. So that means I have to link them externally. So that's all in the resource glossary. So you really need to bookmark this page if you haven't already, if you're not aware of this. It's always right here. If you're in the Substack app, which I recommend getting if you're really going to be, if you're a reader, if you really want to take in the content and stuff, like whatever, if you just want to read an email every once in a while, fine. But if you are a paid subscriber for sure, and if you're a serious reader, get the Substack app, sign in with the same email that you subscribed with, and you'll have all my stuff in the app. It's a nice app. In there, you can go to the MLB Data Warehouse thing and then hit search for resource glossary. I would personally just go to your phone browser, go to MLBDataWarehouse.com, sign in, and then get the resource glossary page and then bookmark that on your phone. But if you're on desktop, it's really easy to find right here in the top middle of the navigation. This will give you all of the relevant tools. So right now at the top is the Draft Buddies because it's just that kind of year, that time of year, I should say. And there's a tutorial video there, but just we're not going to spend time on that. Already done that. But here is the kind of the main things, the Tableaus and the Streamlit app. It is getting, it's shrunk down this year, because before I kind of learned this Streamlit thing, this web app, which we'll see, I was kind of giving out data in Google Sheets and stuff. And so it got really spread out and it was hard to keep track of and hard to wrangle. But now all the main stuff I can put all together there. So really, there's only a handful of links, and these will take you to Tableau. So I've done Tableau tutorials and stuff in the past. They're on the YouTube channel, but I'll show you quickly. So this is the main one. I mean, this is the real, I don't know what's the best. I can't say this is like the best, most important tool in MLB Data Warehouse, but it's one of the big ones. It's the main Tableau dashboard. So it's advanced stats, it's customizable, all kinds of plots and data boards and tables and everything. I mean, this thing's been like 4 or 5 years, 3 or 4 years in the works. I've added a ton of stuff onto it. Hitter profiles, pitcher profiles, stuff. Like, again, there's other videos about it. And I think it's mostly like, if you're pretty familiar with baseball analytics, you'll follow along right here. You don't need this explained to you. Tim can hack F scores. Those are F scores for the players. We've gone over that in a separate video. Me and Tim did an interview, did a podcast about that. So that's all there. Just a lot of stuff. I mean, pretty much anything you could think of for baseball analytics is in this Tableau dashboard somewhere. But it does require you to spend some time to learn it, to figure out where things are. Just, experience is the best teacher. So, but yeah, if you're ever wondering, like, hey, is this in there? Just send me a question. I'll point you in the right direction for sure. The one thing that it's just kind of can be a little bit tricky and stuff is, I can explain quickly, are these sliders up top. So everything on these two main, all over the place really, but really these main 2 tabs, hitters and pitchers, it all adjusts to whatever you select at the top. So if you're looking, this one's pretty easy, right? If you're looking at White Sox pitchers, you pick pitcher team there. That's pretty self-explanatory. If you want to look at what a pitcher does on contact, you can put contact 1. That's a pretty advanced one. I'm not sure why exactly you do that, but you can do that. You can say contact 1, which means these are stats when the hitter made contact. Obviously, that means the K in walks go to 0 because the ball is being put in play. But you can see, okay, Logan Webb gave up only yeah, you know, I don't even know what's a good example, because most of these are the same. You can see like his JAERA kind of adjust and stuff. That's not a great example, but that's not the point either. So you can see that you can filter things down to certain situations. For pitchers, you can look at what they're doing in 3-ball counts, right? It's like select 3 balls and all strikes. So any 3-ball count, and that'll adjust your stats on that. So just poke around, see the different filters and stuff you can do. One good thing to do is just sort of, let's look at, pitchers with a 30% K rate and less than a 0.9% walk rate or something like that. And that'll just filter. This just works as a quick and easy filtering mechanism. If you want to see, pitchers 10 starts, 45% ground ball rate, 30% K rate, sub 9% walk rate, and Garrett Crochet is your only answer. So exit velo percentile stuff, like there's a lot of data on here that you just can't find anywhere else. 90th percentile EVs, 75th percentile EVs, some homemade pitcher luck metrics, rolling charts, stuff, just like all kinds of stuff. Well worth, if you're a serious fantasy player or we're just really into baseball analytics, or even just a really big fan of a certain team, like this thing's probably worth $12 a month, whatever the current monthly charge is by itself. So that's that one. There's other dashboards here. The other main one that I'm on all the time, I basically have used 2 every day of doing my content. And this other one, that was the main, that's kind of the more advanced stats, the one we just saw, StatCast stuff. What this one is, it's called the stats dashboard, and it's more of like box score stats. You don't see barrel rates, you don't see expected WOBAs and whatnot. This is just kind of what really happened in the game. So it's really good for just getting basic stats. All kinds of stuff. The big advantage here is that there's any minor league data down to A ball you want. Not the advanced stuff, that's in another dashboard. There is a minor league StatCast dashboard, which the link is right here. MLB DW prospect analysis. That's a big one. I mean, that's one you don't find. You can't find those numbers very many other places, but it's there. It's really useful, really good tool. But for now, just if you're just looking at, if you're a Royals fan and you kind of want to see what's going on, what happened in the minor leagues pitching last year, you can go select your different levels and your team or whatever, and it'll update those stats for you. So this thing is most powerful for just getting information, basic information on minor leaguers, right? You want to see a hitter profile, take off the level, take all levels first, so you're not filtering it only to MLB, and then go pick a hitter. I don't know, Sebastian Walcott last year, and you can see what he's done in 3 years in professional ball. You can see level details. It looks like he spent all his time in AA. And stuff like that, right? So this is just kind of basic stats. It's like going to each player's fan graphs page, but you can do it all in one screen. Bunch of other Tableau dashboards here, and there'll be more probably. There's some that I don't even have published, but if you ever just want to curious, click around, you can click my name here, MLB by John PGH here. That will go and show you view profile. This will show you all the other dashboards I have. A lot of them are outdated and they were just like one-offs, things I just put up for one article or something like that. But some of them are personal, like my own fantasy football league stuff here too. But there's older versions of the dashboards. I messed with around some college basketball stuff in the past as well. But yeah, you can always go here to see. So like recently I added this one, 2021 to 2025 MLB stats. So this will give you somebody's numbers. We're going to go just see what Aaron Nola has been doing the last 5 years. I didn't publish this one out because it was just for my own use, really, but it's there. So you can always go view my Tableau profile and see what's going on there. Bat speed versus whiff, just different things I've used for articles and tweets and stuff that are here. So take advantage of that. The web app is the last one. And this is, again, like I would say there's 3 main things, those 2 dashboards we looked at. And maybe this one the prospect analysis one should count too. But the web app is going to have most, if not all, of the best things for in-season tools. So right now we're kind of in draft mode, like we said. So we've got my ranks on this page. We've got projections on this page, steamer, ATC, the bat, oopsie. Someone asked a question to me about the difference between my pitcher ranks and the pitcher projections. Like this SRV is standard roto value, which is just a measure of your value in a standard roto league. So for pitchers, that's ERA, whip, strikeouts, and wins and saves. So this will differ from my projections, or from my ranks rather, because this is just my projection. This is the math of the projection model, and then it calculated based on that. So this isn't my input at all. In the ranks, I get a little bit more, that's my actual thought. Like considering the projections and considering other things that I don't think the projections do a great job at, those are my ranks. But you can use both, and I would recommend just using ATC or the BAT or something like that for your season-long projections. You can export them all. None of this is anything special because you can get all this on Fangraphs, but here it gives you one cool thing here is if you want to just go see what all the systems together think about a player, you can pick all and pick a player, and you can compare the projections all together. You can do that on Fangraphs as well, so nothing novel here. You can show points leagues calculations, right? You can go click that box, it'll calculate their point total. You can do DraftKings scoring, underdog scoring, or your own custom scoring settings. Punch in what you want there, and that'll calculate that. Search a player, download as CSV, whatever you got there. For hitters, there's a cool 600 plate appearance projection adjustment. So if you want to see, okay, let's give everybody ATC 600 plate appearances and see how many steals they get or whatever, just to kind of see what happens if this guy really breaks out he gets a bunch of playing time when he's not expected to, like Tyler Tolbert, right? If you hear that name, you'll know that he's a big stolen base threat if you can just find some playing time. So that's that, all pretty self-explanatory. Auction value calculator, another draft tool thing. If you're familiar with the Fangraphs auction value calculator, you'll understand this one. This is a way to just compare players together with your league settings. So if I wanted to do my home league, I can go. So we have all the standard categories plus OBP. We use K per 9, and we have quality starts. So I can adjust that to my 6x6 league, pick the ATC projections. It's a 10-team league, and we'll say it's a snake league, but I still use auction values just for comparing players, like who are the best draft targets based on these league settings. So set your team, set your draft budget, adjust this if your league is more. Most leagues are like 60% hitters, 50%, 40% pitchers, I should say. But if you want to go 50-50, make that 50%. And then put your categories in, hit the run button, and now you've got your values for each player. So I think you can use that as a target in an actual auction draft, or just like use it the way I do is see, okay, well, who are the third base guys? Who's the top 10 third basemen in our league based on the projections, and just use that for drafting. Obviously, there's all kinds of ways for that to help you draft a good team. Download button right there to get them in Excel form. Everything else is, we looked at the transactions tracker. This is new, but just some kind of logs all the different MLB transactions. I saw that showed that in a post this morning on February 13th. So there's a post from there, but if you just want to see like who went on the IL the last 3 days, you can do that. A lot of different options to click around here. You can look for a player history. It goes back to 2025, or you can look at team history, whatever. So a transaction tracker there. All this stuff is, again, like you should be able to kind of figure it out just by looking at it, but any questions, let me know. There's a player rater here. Right now it's 2025, but we will have 2026 in here probably after a few weeks when the season gets going. We'll get the 2026 data in here. But you can just see based on standard roto, this doesn't let you pick your own categories. We should probably add that in. Maybe we will at some point. But you can see how they're actually grading out. And it's over a specific date range. So if you want to go back, what hitters were on top last April, or just imagine that it's April 30th last year right now, and you wanted to see, well, what are these kind of sneaky guys? You see Bryce Terang here doing pretty good stuff. Maybe you would have bought low on him at that point. Tyler Soderstrom, who finished the year really strong opposite. You can kind of select your different date ranges and whatnot. So that's useful for that. Other stuff in here, those are the main ones I use. There's some other cool, like kind of fun tools, player prospect comps, hitter profiles. But we won't get into that now. Again, all pretty self-explanatory. Once the season starts, your daily projections, boom hitters, game preview stuff, it'll all be in here. We had a really nice thing going last year, and this is going to go to a new level this year since I'm more capable. I have more ideas and a little bit more money to spend and time to spend on making it great. So that is the Streamlit app, and it's one you'll have to know. The password will be here. So there's a password you saw me type in at the beginning. I have my own little secret password, but the password will be written here for you. I just took it out for this purposes of this video. all these links change and that password changes monthly. So if you bookmark these, or if you have that password and then all of a sudden it's not working one day, just come back to the resource glossary and update those links and update that password, because I can't, I can't control it. Your Substack subscription is separate from access to these tools, so I have to handle it differently. But yeah, YouTube channel right here. I need to update that. Anyway, I'll update that after this video goes away, but it's MLB. So by the time you click that, it'll be fixed, but it's youtube.com/@MLB Data Warehouse, and a bunch of videos here, tutorials and stuff. You just have to scroll back quite a ways. A lot of the tutorials are out of date, but they'll still be useful. Podcasts, you see here, those podcasts come to YouTube, they go to Spotify, they go to Substack, they go to Apple Podcasts, and probably a couple other places as well, but I think that pretty much covers it. So we'll be doing a lot of podcasting this year and a lot of new things coming. But basically, if something's new and you want to know where it is, go to the resource glossary. If you can't find it, if you have questions, let me know. Come into our Discord right here. If you're a paid subscriber, ask me questions there, or fill out the mailbag. You can always ask a question through the mailbag right there as well, and that'll do it. So that's more or less where to find things. But if you want more explanations, again, find me, I'll answer your questions. Hope that helps.